Making music is as old as the first human lullaby. Singing cheers us up when we are sad and bolsters our spirits to conquer our fears. Love and heartbreak, humor and inspiration, comfort and worship are all expressed through song. Now we have scientific confirmation of what we knew in our hearts to be true, that music can heal the hurting brain.
Now there's evidence recently, it was on CNN and local TV stations, of this use of music therapy actually causing collateral neurons to be developing in the brain that weren't there before. And some say even with every new thing we learn, we develop a new sprout off of a neuron. Now, once there's damage to the neurons, they're dead. And that's why we used to think the brain won't get better. But we didn't know about, just like in cardiology, you can get collateral blood vessels growing off the heart to reroute blood. Same with the brain. So it has a remarkable healing effect. How does music therapy, or choir therapy as we call it, help the brain scientifically? We've seen proof of this. We've seen people, and we have two, one in particular, a young man who is a severe stutterer. He also has Down syndrome. He's stuttered all his life, and he's had to overcome a lot of humiliation because of it. We ask him to say the words to the audience of a simple song like Jingle Bells, and it comes out very stuttered. We ask him to sing the song, and it comes out perfectly clear. Similarly, with stroke victims, we find them coming with dysarthric, very garbled speech, and they can sing without that.
Did you know that the parts of the brain that control speech and singing are different? New brain imaging technology reveals two complementary cerebral networks controlling singing and speaking.
We prescribe sing every day, and their speech starts to get better gradually. They're telling us this.
And so the notion of a therapy choir was born.
From one voice came many. A man named Lewis was in Northville Psychiatric Hospital for 18 years, wrongly diagnosed as schizophrenia. The folks I work with in Farmington Hills went and did an in-service to teach the staff more about brain injuries, and they said, that sounds like Lewis. They were also in the process of placing people out before they closed down. So Lewis came to one of our facilities to live in a semi-independent rehab program. And in the day program, he would come in every day, but he wouldn't talk. We knew he could talk, but he wouldn't talk. And after about 2 months, I saw him by a radio. And I approached him and said, by any chance, can you sing? And he stood up, massive, big man, and blurted out beautifully the words to Amazing Grace. And I don't know why, but I said, we have a choir, and you're it.
We both have regular day jobs, so this is our outside of the work arena volunteer work that we've done.
Because it keeps spreading and growing.
Lynn McCullough and I have set up the Therapy Choirs of Michigan. It was established in 2007 as a 501c3 nonprofit. We felt that was necessary because we've been doing this type of work now for about 12 years. And we have a therapy choir in Farmington Hills. And now we have initiated, as of last year, the Moore Choir, and that's Macomb Oakland Regional Center out in Auburn Hills.
You don't have to be able to sing.
Mainly that we turn no one away. We have people with many different challenges. So anyone is welcome, everyone's welcome.
One man couldn't speak. He wasn't like Lewis, who could, but didn't. He really couldn't. He was able to write when I invited him to be in the choir. Are you crazy? I said, I notice you have a cane. So he wrote, yeah. You could tap it and keep the beat. He's lit up. And eventually we replaced the cane with a tambourine, and he kept the beat with us that way. He sang with us for 6 years.
Choir membership in the original Farmington group, as well as the new choir at the Macomb Oakland Regional Center, is growing by leaps and bounds.
The first performance or the first practice that we had 15, and we jokingly said, now next time when we meet, you have to bring someone, and they took it literally, so we had 30. The Farmington Choir, we've had 30 to 40 in that, if they're all healthy. With the Moore Choir, we've had 50 to 60, and that's just starting. So we're really excited about that.
The shows not only give the therapy choirs the opportunity to perform before an audience, the choirs use the opportunity to teach audiences, especially school children, about brain injury prevention and the importance of wearing helmets when biking and using seatbelts when riding in a car.
It gives them a huge self-esteem boost to know that they're out there teaching.
And the volunteer voices that hear about us and want to come and participate in any way. Maybe it's singing to increase volume, maybe it's helping a paralytic patient change the pages of the words that are in front of them, help them get their robes on, etc. This improves their self-esteem because they see these non-disabled people, some of them very prominent. For example, Karen DiChiara heads up the Michigan Opera, She started it with her husband David years ago. She's worked with our choir many times in teaching them how to create a song of their own from scratch.
In addition to performing, the choirs give back to the community in a unique way that is quite empowering.
Our first choir from Farmington Hills adopted the rescue mission when we first began. Actually, I was driving downtown one day near Christmas and discovered it. I didn't know much about it. It's the oldest rescue mission in the country, and they service thousands. So we started a Hat for the Homeless campaign, and that next year we got donations of hats and gloves and took them down at the Christmas show. Last week we did our 12th annual Christmas show there, and our choirs had enough collections. They began in Labor Day weekend to clothe 3,000 homeless men, women, and children.
Interest in therapy choirs has expanded beyond Michigan, and Len McCullough is consulting with several groups in Ohio, Illinois, and Calgary, Alberta, to help establish choirs in those locations. If you are interested in therapy choirs, contact Therapy Choirs of Michigan through their website, therapychoirs.org.
There's a song that says, when I grow old and I can't sing anymore, I'll hum. And when I get to where I can't hum anymore, I'll whistle. And when the day comes that I can whistle no more, I'll just sit down and I'll listen.